pull it up.
You got chapters on?
There we go. I have to turn it on after.
The chapters ever pop up in a video?
They never pop up during the video. They have to make them after.
For the other one.
Oh no, I don't think they did. I never went back and checked.
So I went back. Yeah, they still haven't popped up.
I think I broke them. Yeah, I'll make half a child. Okay. We gotta keep that alive and well.
Oh, yeah.
Who's ready for chapter 13? Demonstrative pronouns and adjectives. Demonstrative pronouns and adjectives. So demonstratives. There are two words that are demonstratives. There's hutos and then there's akanos. I will give you the charts, but go ahead and know that hutos has, masculine, feminine, neuter, and so does akanos. Hutos is this and these. Akanos is that and those. Simple enough, right? They're a little weird with only a couple things. Otherwise, yeah. Let's see. So, oh yeah, I need to quit. Okay. So first we have hutos. Then we have haute. And then we have tutos.
Hutos, haute, tutos.
Yeah. Tutos, haute, tutos. So then it goes pretty simply.
Is this a 2-1-2?
Yes, it's a 2-1-2. So we have 2-2. By the way, so in every spot except the nominatives, they will all have a tau at the beginning. It's just because the nominative is the weird one. Okay. Two, tau taste, and 2-2. Then we have tuto. Tau tag. And tuto. Then we have tuton. Tauton. Or tautane, sorry. And then tuta. So notice here, this doesn't really have the ending. That's the weird thing about hutos and the neuter, is that the nominative singular, or the nominative and accusative singular do not have the ending. They're just an omicron at the end. So now we get some pretty standard stuff. We have hutoi, hautai, and tata, or tauta, sorry. So you might be wondering, why is it ow now? So basically the rule for remembering if it's going to be oo or ow is based on the final stem vowel, okay, the final vowel. If it's an alpha, alpha. Omicron, it's an omicron. That's how it. So with the neuter, these just have omicrons at the end. And remember, the neuter plural ending is an alpha. So that's why it becomes tau tau. Makes sense? Or at least for remembering wise. Makes sense. So then, as you can see here, all of these are the same. Is our good old friend Own. They're literally all the same. Two-tone. Again, there's no alpha at the end, so it just goes to an omicron. 2. Then we have 2 toys. Tau types. And 2 toys. Then we have 2 twos. Tau toss. I just wrote at you. That's funny. Yeah, that happens still. Okay. And then tau tau again. And to remind you, this is all this. These. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and just draw the singular plural line here. Yeah. And separate these. So any questions? Make sense? Just another chart to have and kind of know. So there's not really much tripping you up here if you remember that most of them begin with a tau. And that the weird thing with
So,
alphas and omicrons.
okay, so just make sure. All the singular words are this, and all the plural words are these.
Yes.
Just make sure, because
Yep.
I just want to, it kind of looked like you were like pointing specifically to.
Yeah, sorry. Does that help?
Yeah. I just want to make sure because like,
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. There. That should help. It's all encompassing like these and this.
so many variation for like a single word.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now Ekanos, and then I will start explaining the fun usages for uses. Yeah, uses. That's it.
You say, is that how it starts?
What? An S?
Final sigma.
That'd be funny. They're like, you know how we said that final sigma.
You're talking about fun uses.
What am I doing? It's not heck, it's Ekanos. My bad. So Ekanos, Ekane, Ekana. Can be very similar to the other one.
It's 2 and 2.
Mm-hmm. Okay, new. Okay, nice. Okay, new. You can kind of guess where this is all going to go, right? By this point.
Yeah.
Okay, no. Okay, nay. Okay, no. Okay, non. Okay, name. Don't mind that. And then a canine. And those are all that. Okay, annoying. Yeah. Okay, nine. Okay, nine. Isn't this one nice actually? It doesn't really change, just except the ending. Is that nice?
Mhm.
You don't have to memorize like, oh, this one can be this in the feminine or whatever. No, you just gotta know the ending. If you know the endings, then you're pretty much good. Our good old friend Akano. Akano, Sakana, Sakana. Yeah. There you go. Oh, that always takes a bit. So yeah, this, these, that, and those. You gotta love Akanos for sticking with the theme pretty well, you know.
Mm.
Gotta get to it. Okay, when Jacob gets back, I'll tell you about the uses and then we move on. Pretty brief, huh?
Mhm.
Like, I'm literally just giving you the chart, mentioning like its 3 uses, and then moving to the secret. Fifth case, people. There's a fifth and final case I didn't tell anyone about because I kind of forgot it existed. Look forward to that when Jacob gets back. He's gonna be shocked. His socks are gonna fly off, just like Eli's did earlier. Isn't that right, Eli? Didn't your socks fly off?
Yeah, almost couldn't find them.
Yeah, totally. Totally. All right, this isn't that bad, right? It's just 2 words. 2 words. Be like in Greek. 24 forms. Right? Oh yeah, there's only 2 words to learn. See, these 2 words. This 1 word equals 2 English words. Look at that. Yeah. Isn't it so simple? Shows 24 forms. Oh, it's so simple. It is pretty nice, actually, though, right? I kind of like how Greek has different endings to just tell you what its usage is. That is pretty nice, but it also is just position based in English. So, like,
Not what we're used to.
huh?
Not what we're used to.
It's not what we're used to. I kind of like it, but I'm also like, I don't know. It's probably complicated in some way. If it wasn't, then I'd probably be reading a lot more Greek, not giving up as quickly when I get into some passages. Yeah. By the way, I could keep up pretty well with the text on Sunday.
Yeah.
I can actually pretty much get the gist of the passage.
Was that as she was reading it?
Well, I kind of read it before and separately, and I just compared with the English, just to make sure I was getting it right. Yeah. You should try it whenever you go to church, because then it'll help familiarize. Like, okay, I don't know what that word means. Wait, he said it's this in English. It might mean that in the Greek. I'll try to remember that and compare.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you just pull it out a bunch, it'll start becoming more sure. Yeah. I mean, you're learning this for your, like, what is your reason? Are you going to use this in personal time at
I have
all?
no clue.
You don't know?
No.
Wouldn't that be the only thing you could do realistically? Is just use it in your personal
Probably.
study? So you're going to try to?
I don't know.
Too much hassle, maybe.
Maybe.
But then also, it's like, what did I just spend all that time for?
Give me something to do.
Oh, come on. This ain't your freaking normal school class. Oh, it gave
It's
me
better than
something to
sitting in
do.
my room by myself every weekday.
Yeah, but also, you could go out,
Yeah, everyone's working or has classes or
or the youth
they're
of
just sleeping.
the new place,
Yeah, there's just not many people there.
This is your social time, huh?
Sure.
Yeah. I saw a sign in the Dean of Students area, by the way, and it said you should have 5 hours of personal time per week of video games, movies, whatever. 15 hours of social time.
I work with other people, usually by myself.
And then what was it? Mostly during the school time, it's like 15 hours of work. It's 40 to 60 hours of school stuff. 5 hours of personal fun per week. It's like an hour a day.
Yeah, I think I spent more time with other people during the semester. Because more people were available.
Yeah. Do you
Or wanted
agree
to.
with their stats though that you should try to do only 5 hours of personal fun?
It is nice to get to hang out with other people.
And this is during the main part of the week, by the way. Yeah. I don't
I don't know.
Is your thing making noise?
Yeah, it's an ad.
Yeah, that might be getting picked up.
It might be. It's been playing music since I walked in.
Well, yeah, I noticed. I thought you had turned it off when I started.
It's just
Why don't you turn it off? You just got music going in the background. If we wanted music, I'd just play Jeopardy or something. Do do do. Give everyone anxiety. Everyone gets anxious when they hear it because it's time for your quiz. Imagine if I just was like, okay, guys, I didn't tell you this. Time for me to give you a vocab quiz. Do 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 do. How would you feel?
probably fail.
No one's been studying the vocab with that on it. Maybe Cleo.
Leo might have.
Cleo seems to be that one, which is good.
Yeah, I haven't even looked over vocab.
We've been waiting for
You're
you.
back.
Okay, now we may resume. This, these, that, and those.
Now there's just like
Once
What?
you write them down and have them written down, I will explain the usages and then we will move on to the next topic. I kid you not, it's not going to be that long. It'll take less time than when you were in the bathroom. Hopefully. I'm messing with you, by the way. I hope you don't care.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't care how I was not doing it long ago.
You like how consistent the Kanos is? You like it, Jacob?
and
Yeah.
Now there's like 10 minutes of random
Conversation. Yeah.
I think that happens.
Label this section as random conversation time because Jacob in bathroom. Thank you, teams. It won't do that. It's gonna be like Jeopardy music for the vocab quiz. It's gonna be like one of the random chapter titles. Jacob is going to the bathroom.
Okay.
Okay. So it has two main uses. Gosh. There is as a pronoun, like that's a good sentence without looking at the book.
I needed those.
Yeah, you could just yeah. I needed those. Yeah, exactly. It's functioning as a noun. So that was pretty funny, actually. I needed those. Man, my writing is pretty bad that long the book. Yeah. So that's what else do I need to say? It functions like a noun. Okay. Its properties are just based on like the case for function, number, for what it represents. It's gonna be this or those. Well,
This
that,
or these,
those,
that-
this, and these. Yes. Let's see, is there any other comments on it? Okay, it can also function as an adjective, or they can also function as an adjective. It occurs in the predicate position. Don't worry, I'll give you examples. And it just like this man, this woman, this person over here. It can start describing, I don't know, it just modifies it like an adjective. That man is sitting over there. That man is getting under the table. That man's name is Jacob.
This man will kick your butt. No,
Gosh. I like to do that. I have to say that on camera. So let's see. So yeah, it's in the predicate position, but it functions as an attributive. Do not confuse it with how you'd recognize an adjective. Okay. So utos ha anthropos. This man. That's it. You know, the noun has its own article.
Then what
Let's see the other options. You could
these
have
men?
the hutos. And yeah, you can hutos could be replaced with any of these, and that's I'm just using hutos as an example. Well, except you can't have these man
These men.
and have man be in the singular.
Yeah, it has the
So it has to be this man or that man.
Or you could change anthropos.
Or you could change anthropos. Yes.
And oh,
Yeah.
ah.
So yeah, the two places hutos can be are here, here. Yeah, basically. So yeah, if you had as an example here, I'm not going to write it on the board. Ekenoi hoi anthropoi. Those men. You know, they're both plural. So they have to match. It also mentions, by the way, if you use it as noun, you might want to add another noun. So like man. Like we just add that sometimes for context or for it to make sense. Should have mentioned that a minute ago. Just remembered it. But that it'll make it look exactly like this type of scenario.
So I needed those men.
Those things.
Those things.
Better context. I needed those. I needed those things. What were you talking about? Were you just giving me a sentence? It's probably what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
I'm military. I need those men.
I needed
Soldiers.
those men.
Soldiers.
General Tullius, I needed those men. Do you even get that reference?
No.
Okay, good.
Good.
It's fine. It's not good, but it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Okay, the other usage is that the demonstrative can weaken in its, how is it worded? Weaken in its force, as the book describes it. Sometimes the demonstrative pronoun weakens in its force and functions as a personal pronoun. So literally, it could just be
Like he, she, it.
I need them.
Oh, yeah.
It can just change to one of the personal pronouns that we've been going over. Because why not? Right? As you might have guessed, there is substantial overlap among the article, the personal pronoun, and the demonstrative pronoun. Yeah, no dip. We've already seen that the article can function like a demonstrative a bit. The personal pronoun can do some weird stuff as well. Not even surprised at this point, right? Okay. Are you all ready to move on?
Yes.
Eli,
Yeah.
are you ready? Yes. Okay. I will erase 4. I probably shouldn't have erased that line. It's whatever. Do not mind the chart stuff on the left. I'm not erasing it right now because I don't want to have to rewrite all of that later. Got it? You'll know whenever it's being used. Now, we're going to talk about cases. Did I give this away to you, Jacob? I can't remember now.
There's a murder case.
There's a 5th case.
So yeah, I'm thinking about that. Yeah.
Did I already mention it?
Yeah.
Man,
Last week.
nope, I didn't mention it then. Because I completely forgot this existed until today.
I remember you talking about the 5th case.
I think I remember you saying something about it like on the first week about some case that's not even on the charts.
Yeah.
Well, either way, we have the 5th and final case, the vocative.
Yeah, you mentioned something like that.
Yeah, I did. I was just going to pick up the book. Okay. It is the case of direct address. I'm just going to be doing some quoting here. So, as you can guess, a noun uses it whenever it is being directly addressed. For an example here, we'll just go ahead and write this sentence. Whole sentence. Well, not the whole
Kuri,
sentence.
Kuri.
Courier.
Oh, Courier.
Possibly. I'm assuming it would be pronounced more.
Upas ha lagon moi. Courier.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know where they get the saying. I kind of forget if how like oh wait, I was thinking of logos. Yes. This is a verb for to say. I kind of forgot about it because I always accept the logos. Just because I mean come on. Skipped over that second one. Yeah, it is not everyone saying to me, Lord, Lord. And afterward, there's another comma. So this is its own little direct address. Lord, Lord. So it's directly addressing God. Lord, Lord. Courier. That's about it. They just it's kind of weird. Some of them just seem to have an epsilon at the end. That's how you know, as their case ending. Otherwise, this is the fun part. The forms of the vocative, for the most part, are quite simple. It is usually obvious from context when the word is in the vocative, as you can see by it literally being separated and just saying Lord, Lord. Or in this other example, we have, let's see. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna. I don't want to spend 20 minutes writing. This one, Andres Galileo. T, and then starts asking a question after this. Which the question is, why do you stand staring into heaven? Do you know what this means?
I don't know, the second word is Galilee.
Men of Galilee. And it's a direct address.
So that wasn't it.
Hmm?
Yes, that's what I was thinking of.
Men of Galilee, why do you stand staring into heaven? Direct
That's just a
address.
different form of men.
Yeah, it's a different word from anair,
Oh,
if I'm remembering correctly.
what was the first
It's
word?
like man or husband.
How's the first word is pronounced?
Andres.
Um, ah,
There's the ending. The epsilon sigma ending. You might recognize it. In the plural, the vocative is always identical to the nominative plural. So guess what? As, boy, I, then what? Ah. In the nominative. Nominative plural. And then let's see, in the singular first declension, vocative is the same as the nominative. Then you can just add that. In the singular second, it is always epsilon. So where you normally have omicron, it's just an epsilon. In the singular second declension. Or it's usually epsilon, sorry. In the singular third, the vocative is usually the bare stem of the word, sometimes with the stem vowel being changed. So like an example they have is pater. It's just the bare form. But sometimes it does the thing where it lengthens to an eta instead of an epsilon. Which is outlout, by the way. That's the technical term for lengthening. Or the stem vowel changing. It's called ablout. Ablout. Gosh. Just note this down. Hello.
They changed them.
Mm-hmm.
well,
Yeah, ablout. Something like that. It's a weird word. Yeah, that's what happens whenever stem vowel changes.
Huh.
It's just the technical word. So yeah, makes sense at all. Basically, this is the options you're going to get, and sometimes you just have base forms in the neuter. Or not in the neuter, in the third declension. So basically, you're looking for the nominative forms. Pretty much. And you're looking like for this, separated by commas. Like it's so it'd be like brethren, men of Galilee or such and such place. Lord, Lord, you know, something like here. I'll give more examples just until Leah gets back. She can catch up in the video to this point. And I will say to my soul, soul, you have ample goods. Soul is separated by commas there. And I will say to my soul, and then it says soul again. That's in the vocative. Friend, your sins are forgiven you. Friend, which I will, and then our Father, or heavens. Let me show you the examples in the book, just because save time writing. So we have Galilee. I'll show you this one. You can see it there. Makes sense. And makes sense. Father, friend. Good.
Yeah.
Then yeah, the top things there.
It usually ends in an epsilon.
Well, it ends in
the nominative case.
basically the endings can be A and B. I'm sorry, Cleo. Well, you have the video. You basically have only missed chapter 13. I haven't finished chapter 13, but you missed like the first two parts. Yeah,
Okay,
out of 30.
that's alright.
So you get the last little bit, but it'll make sense. You'll get it right.
Most likely.
Most likely, yeah. Oh yeah, and then the other two examples are down here. I'll just go ahead and briefly mention this is the final case. There's a fifth case. It's called the vocative. It's just the case of direct address. Basically, most of the time you're going to notice by context, because as an example here, ou pas legon moi kuri. And then what was it? Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord. The Lord is in the vocative. It's directly addressing the Lord. Makes sense. And typically it sticks with either a weird epsilon ending, or it sticks with the nominative plural, or in the first declension, it sticks with the nominative eta. Or sometimes in the third, it just sticks with the stem, the basic stem. Makes sense? You'll see the video, but yeah, very brief mentioning. In case you want to write any of that. Okay. So now we will move on to odds and ends for the chapter. I'm guessing you all have this written down on YouTube, right?
No, but I got it.
You mentally have it?
Yeah.
Okay. We know who's not going to have that on the test. Joking, shaking, joking. Okay. Where do we want to start? Okay. Degrees of an adjective. So adjectives can kind of have like different strengths, basically, that they can function at, and they kind of change form. They typically have it. In this example, they use the word for large, larger, and largest. Or it comes from the word for large, which is megas. Yeah, that is large. They would call this the positive degree. It's the lowest level. Okay. And then we have the comparative. Which I guess I should say, this is basically called just positive because it's uncompared. It doesn't really compare, it's just large. The comparative is between two items. It is larger. And the form here is maison. And I'll be honest, Not 100% sure why the exact changes are made. I'm guessing there's a lengthening here of vowels, and that there's some weirdness that changes this into this, and then an ending change. But I'll be honest, it's not quite explained in the book. But you need to know them. And then there's the superlative degree. Also, did I pronounce this yet? Maison. So we have megas and maison.
Megas, Musa.
This one is largest. The, greatest of a group. Comparison of three or more.
Megas, Maison.
And then megistas. So megas, maison, megistas. Now, here's the fun thing. In Koine Greek, the superlative was dying out and its function was being assumed by the comparative. For example, someone might use maison when context technically requires megistas. As usual, context is key in translation. Thanks, Mounts. Mounts is the name of the author, by the way. Thanks. That totally helps clear up which one I should choose when technically, they sometimes just didn't use it. Okay. Clears mud. You at least know them. I think that's kind of a pattern.
So is this just for large, or is this?
This is a general concept for some adjectives. So, like, we would have, if we had the adjective for great, it would be doing the same type of thing, having a positive, a comparative, and a superlative.
Would it change to the same endings and? Okay.
I don't know. I don't remember offhand. Because we don't really go over many of those. This is why I'm like, why did he mention it and not give any more examples? I don't know. Great job, Mounts. You can just drop a bombshell. Like, here's one example. Bye. No more examples. You don't do that with something like that because that's like, yeah, I don't know the different forms and how it technically works because it doesn't tell anybody in this part of the book. So, yeah. Okay, next concept. There's three in the odds and ends. Thanks, Mounts, for just shoving three topics at the end of a chapter. I hope you all wrote that down.
I did this time.
Okay, and now there's crasses. It is the combining of two words to make one. You'll see this a few times, but mainly where you'll see like what was it? Yeah. Wait. What was the I'm trying to think. There's one I have in mind. Which is it? Besides their examples. Okay, there is another word, by the way, for that other thing. So hold on. So tell me if this is the exact same one as we just did.
Yeah.
This means greater.
The larger, greater.
Isn't that great?
Larger and greater same words.
Apparently. Yeah, it's just labeled as greater in this other chapter. Which I was like, huh, kind of forgot about that. That's stupid. Thanks, Mel, for explaining that. Where is this word I'm looking for? Oh yeah, they just suck. So like, one is May days. Or Mayday Mia or Mayden. It combines the word May with the word Haste Me a Hen. So it just means no. One. That's it. No one.
In translation.
Yeah. There's a few ones like this where they combine like ooh and then may with stuff to just be like no. So let's see, what was it? Was there one with and? Maybe. There's some weird forms. But yeah. The one in the book example here is one you'll see soon according to the book for this chapter. It's Kago. We have Kai and Ego.
And I.
And I. Kago. And yeah, you know the song, probably. I'm not doing that right now. But yeah, Kago and I. So that's crassive. Combining two words. Or when a word is formed by combining two words. Let me be technical with my word. Everyone got that? Oh, you still working on Eli?
Oh, you're good.
Okay. So, what time is it? Okay, we're doing all right. So, now I just give you a weird word. Isn't that great? It's another 212. Okay. So I'm just going to give you the chart. It's kind of going to feel a little bit like a third declension, but it's a first and second. Okay. And it's just because it's a weird one where the last stem vowel is an upsilon. So it makes it look a little weird. And this is where the Omicron sigma ending does not work. It cannot be explained for the nominative singular masculine because it's polus. It's the sigma ending. It's just sigma. Polus.
And this is just a random one, right?
Yes, the word means much or many. Much in the singular. Many in the plural. which I'm guessing can kind of I'm guessing it's an act. So, because it can function like a noun, but it can also, we have too much, where you have many of these. Okay, so then, or I guess I should find the nouns exactly. So there's two lambdas now in the feminine. Sorry. So there's Paulus, Paule, and Palu. Then there's Palu. That probably sounds confusing. Palu. Paulais. And Palu. I might just start doing like this to save time to just show you, because the masculine and neuter share the same in the genitive and dative. You all know that. Hollow. Hollang. Hollow. Then we have Paloon. Pauline. Palu. So it's only the four corners that have a single lambda. At least in the singular. In the plural, they all have two lambdas. And basically, it's going to go how you expect. There's no weird upsilon nonsense. It's just oi, I. Literally, it's all I, all oi. And then pala. So then we get the pala again. And we have all the good old Paulones. And then it's just double L's all the way. We have ois, ice, ois, pretty normal ending. Then oos, os, and ala. Yeah. So it just keeps the double lambda. I almost say double that. Okay, does that make sense? I know it kind of did it a little weird at the bottom because it at this point we've written the same ending chart a lot. You can kind of fill in. It's Paul, Alois, Alois, Alus, Alos, Paula. Yeah. The main weird stuff is at the top where it has the upsilon messing things up a little bit in the neuter singular of the nominative and accusative and the masculine nominative and accusative. But not too bad, right?
I don't think. So is this gonna be in June? Just this word.
There's just words that are like this. With not an alpha, an eta, or an omicron as their final stem vowel. Because it's literally this, and then you add the case ending. It's palu. So it's not third declension because it doesn't end in a consonant. But we've only really messed with ones that end in omicron, eta, or alpha. So that's where it's a bit weird because now we have one that ends in an upsilon. You know.
That makes sense.
So it's just a little different. It kind of probably looks really weird off camera where it's like half of me, you just see one hand. Yeah. Okay. Y'all good on that? You good, Eli? How you feel?
Yeah.
Don't want to comment.
I think it'd be okay.
You could be okay. What do you mean you could be?
I think I might eventually understand it.
What do you not get about it?
I do get it. It's just, yeah.
What? Come on, just ask the question. It's fine. We can take time, you know.
And is it just with this word with the differences in the lambda? And the singular and plural? Or the double lambda and the singular lambda?
I mean, I think that that might be a pattern with upsilon endings. I'm not sure. It's just kind of weird because you have to get to know or all the words on their own, kind of. I don't know too many words, believe it or not. I don't feel like I know enough of them, even though I know like 200 of them. Yeah. In the English vocabulary, only knowing like 200 words is like what by a 2-year-old? They know like 200 words.
Something like that.
So like, it's kind of like, oh gosh, I barely know any. I feel like I can't think of another example of this. The selection's that small. Like half the words I know are verbs. That's not going to help with this at all. So yeah. I can't really help on that one. Any other questions to help ease your mind? No? Okay. Who's what?
I'm looking at the one.
Oh,
I think
somebody
that
say
yeah, that's Mokola.
oh, now you're obsessed with the fire alarms, huh?
Other than that,
Have to mess with them all.
there's like heat alarms and fire alarms. I don't think there will be any heat alarms in Christian ministries.
Hey, think about how I felt for 3 days looking at fire extinguishers. I look at them now. I can probably tell you if one's out of date now. Or if it needs maintenance. Pretty bad.
After this, I can tell you how it all works. And and I know how sprinklers work. Trust me, you do not want sprinklers to go off and like in the kitchen.
No, you don't.
I seen the water.
It's a lot, isn't it?
It's bad. It's bad water.
Oh, it's bad water.
There's
It's
North
there all the
building.
time.
Yeah, and I think the one that they use at one place they come directly from the lake.
Now you know, guys, do not stop the fire alarm.
You are
I need to put the fire out.
Okay, guys. Now it's time for relative pronouns. Okay.
We're on chapter 14.
Yes. The relative pronouns in English.
Hi.
Hello.
are he, him, her.
No. Those are personal pronouns. Third person.
Uh, do you want to learn Greek?
Oh, nice. They don't want to learn Greek.
Isn't it like who,
I always have to ask
or
that,
who,
right?
whom, who's, and which, and that?
Yes. Who, whom, that, which, whose. That's how it's literally written here. So you almost had the exact word. Yes. So let's see. Do I even want to bother? I'll go ahead and give you the English usage. Who and whom are used to refer to humans. For example, the teacher whom the students love won the Teacher of the Year award. The teacher whom. Yeah. Who is used for masculine and feminine concepts and which for neuter. That can refer to either the glass that broke was my favorite. I helped the boy that fell off his bike. Whose often refers to humans, but generally speaking is accepted for non-humans as well. Example, I sold the car whose color made me ill. I love the girl whose eyes sparkle in the moonlight. What a weird sentence to come up on that last one, by the way. Ah, yes, the girl whose eyes sparkle in the moonlight. What are you on, man? You had normal, like, actually, a car's color making you ill is kind of weird. Just want to say, these do not introduce questions. They do not. That's the job of like Tease. Remember Tease? I think it's the one with the accent that does the questions. Okay. That's not these one. It's not the job of these. Demonstrative. These. You didn't even hear demonstrative. Demonstratives are just 2 words. Don't worry. It'll be a quick go through in the video. What are you laughing at?
Oh, the 2 words with 24 forms.
Yeah, 2 words with 24 forms each. That have 4 English meanings. This, these. Yep. This, these, that, and those. 2 words. Each word means this, or one means this, and these, one means that, and those. Yep. And they each have 24 forms. 12 singular, 12 plural. Isn't that fun?
Beginning.
I mean, it's just the chart.
It's just a chart.
Yeah, the charts have
That's a
24
2-1-2
forms.
chart.
We just went over Paulus has 24 forms.
Really?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay.
Times 2, 24. I need your social security number. No,
Nah.
funny. I had it for a second. The accent was kind of funny, but I didn't know. Okay, a relative pronoun introduces a clause that usually modifies the noun. Like whom introduces the clause the students loved and modifies the noun teacher. That introduces the clause broke and modifies the noun glass. Not bad, right? And that's just a relative clause. That's that. And now we get to the chart. 24 forms yet again. You may hate these or you may love them. Okay. I don't know why I keep setting down the book. There's no point when I'm writing charts because I want to make sure I don't get them wrong. We have Haas. Sorry. These have gender. It's a 2-1-2 yet again. Haas. Hey, specifically with an accent mark. Yeah, specifically with an accent. And ha. Haas, hey, and ha. Then we have who. Yeah. Then we have pace. Then we have who. Then we have ho. Hey. And ho. Then we have han. Pain. And ha. I'll give definitions in a moment after I write all the words. Then we have hoi. Yeah. We have hoi with an accent. Hi. Also with an accent. We have ha. Also with an accent. Do I even need to say the joke this time? Do I? Do I even really need to say the joke? I won't.
Go right ahead.
I won't say it.
Oh,
You all know.
what? I don't know what you're talking about. There's so many things I need to know.
Really want to now. Really want to. Do I do it, Eli? Do I make the joke?
We made it up soon.
Sure.
Our friend who is always there, even in relative pronoun status. This boy does not change one bit. You cannot make him change. He's always there. Consistency. Consistency. The only thing different about him is now he's his own word. Not just an ending anymore.
He
Gosh.
came into his own.
Yeah, he came into his own. Oh, did you even realize that when you said that?
No.
He came into his own. Yeah, exactly. He came into his own. Surely somebody at some point is going to crack up watching that. That's an S. So hard to not write an S if you're writing a final sigma. Right, guys? Then we have hoist, heist, hoist. We have hoose. With an accent. Haas. With an accent. And ha. With an accent. The nominative and accusative each have the accents. Okay. To help distinguish them from possible definite articles. You know, like ha, hey, you know, and hoy and hi. I don't know why it does on the rest of it, but you know, it helps, right? So I'll give you the exact ones that are listed in the book. Who, which, and that are in the nominative singular. Remember the keyword of, whom, which, whose.
Of which, of whom?
Hello. You vibing?
Say what?
You vibing?
Yep. What are y'all studying?
Greek.
Dr. Todd?
I mean, it's not a class right now, but I took it with Dr. Osborne. I'm teaching them.
Oh, gotcha.
You went along with us? We're like chapter 14?
Oh, well, y'all have a good one.
You as well. Okay, and don't forget the keyword to.
To whom, to which, to whose?
To whom and to which.
Okay, to whose.
No to whose. And then this one, it's whom, which, that.
So for the genitive and dative, just that just disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
To that.
do that.
Of that. It's not specific enough, I guess. As weirdly unspecific as all these are. So this one's the exact same. This one's the exact same. This one's the exact same. And this one's also the exact same. Isn't that fun?
So they just moved down.
The nominative always means who, which, or that. The genitive always means of whom, which, whose. The dative always means to whom or to which. The accusative always means whom, which, or that. Doesn't matter the number. Isn't that fun? Hey, it makes translating easy. You just gotta know the case. And then write based on context.
Why are there so many different words for a single meaning?
Good question. Yep. The number and gender of a relative pronoun are the same as its antecedent, which is the word that it represents. Okay. Just the number and the gender. Case is based on functionality. Okay. The case of the relative pronoun is determined by its function in the relative clause, not in the sentence. Makes sense? Or you want examples?
Examples, please.
Let's see. Don't really have room. I can erase these arrows, right? You get the idea. So. So I'm gonna do this. How much time do I have? That's the better question.
35.
Okay, I can just write up for example. Why not? Probably should have just gone with the second example, but I'll write both. It's kind of an overkill example around what it's showing. Hos u lambane, ton stauron autu, kai akaluthe, apiso, mu, uk estim mu, oxios. Whoever does not take his cross and follow me is not worthy of me. So, whoever. Yeah. Whoever does not take his cross. That's the relative clause. Whoever does not take his cross is functioning as the subject of the relative clause and of the sentence, so they can overlap. Because the function of the relative clause as a whole is as the subject of the sentence. Okay. The clause serves one function in the sentence. This serves a function in the clause. That's how you got to think about it. I'll give another example where there's not a subject. Yeah. Idu ha aster pon adon en te anatole. Anatole. Behold, the star that they had seen when it rose. I don't know where they're getting all that, but the start that. So let's see. That's over here. It's accusative singular, right? The star that they had seen when it rose. So the subject isn't actually clearly mentioned. At least I think so here. See my logic here. This means behold. You are beholding. It's commanding you to behold as the listener.
Like an
The
imperative
star.
sentence.
Hmm.
Imperative sentence.
Yeah, basically.
Does there need to be an accent mark on the on?
Now, well, oh wait, yes. Even though this one doesn't have Well, it has a different accent, not that one, but it technically has this one. So I guess as long as there's an accent, it's weird because it showed this one on the chart earlier. I hate the accents. But yeah, so you behold the star that is functioning as the object of the relative clause that they had seen when it rose. Let's make sure. This is such a weird example. It doesn't feel like a full sentence. I kind of don't. But oh, yeah, well, I'm not thinking of that. Okay. What is this? I hate this sentence. Sorry. I'm a bit weird with this specific example. I don't like it. So, and I didn't review the examples before coming down back to table. Table. uh, so the way to think about it is you kind of have to rearrange the words of the relative clause. So the relative clause is the star that they had seen when it rose. Okay. So they had seen what? The star. They saw it when it rose. The object of the relative clause. Even though it's the first thing. It's kind of weird. Got to rearrange it. It kind of makes sense as a way to think about it. It's like another example that he mentions is the man whom we know teaches us. So the relative clause is whom we know teaches us. I guess could she whom we know? Yeah. The man teaches us is probably that's the full sentence, the relative clause. Yeah. So we know him. If you replace whom with him, it's functioning as the object of the relative clause. It's the man whom we know. That kind of makes sense. It's a better example than this one.
Sure.
Sure. You like it, you hate it, what? Am I gibbering nonsense?
Does kind of make sense. Good reviews for comp.
Hopefully. Hopefully. It's been a hot minute since I took comp. And I wish I could retake it not in a class because I don't want to have to say I was retaking comp. But now I've done Greek and I'm like, man, I kind of wish I remembered more from comp. Because it would help at this point. But
I wish I don't remember comp.
you wish you didn't remember comp? Okay. So let's move on to the last bit. It's just translation. Relative pronoun is translated in various ways. Duh. There's a few options. Depending on the function, yada yada. And this is according to an issue of English grammar, not Greek. The Greek, you would just have, the one form, and you wouldn't have to think, which one of these extra ideas does it make more sense with? But no, they would just use the word. We have to see all these different forms and then also think through these other options, making it more fun for us than it was for them.
You gotta think about two languages, why they have to think about, why they only think about one. We have to think about two languages, while they can only think about one.
Exactly. So here's two rules from good old Mounts. If the relative clause modifies a word, then the relative pronoun is translated with the simple who, which, or that. The man who is sitting at the table is my pastor. Makes sense. He is sitting at the table. Well, relative clauses can also function as a subject or we already went all that. In other words, for form almost any function that a noun can. In these cases, it may be necessary to add a pronoun to the clause to make it better sounding English. For example, in the sentence, who will be first will be last, the relative clause is the subject of the verb will be. To make the translation smoother, you could add a personal pronoun. He who will be first will be last. You're just adding the word he to make it clearer. You can also add a demonstrative pronoun. Yeah. So those who will be first will be last, for example. And then he says, use your educated common sense to determine the appropriate pronoun. And sparing. Relative clauses are always dependent. They never contain the main subject and verb of the sentence. No doubt. Wow, and that's chapter 14, except for the advanced information, which I will bore you with because it's funny. Attraction. That's right, you're going to hear about attraction. When a hot and bothered person of one gender meets a hot and bothered person of the other gender.
Okay, we get.
Yeah, no, that's not Greek. Greek, as in the case with any language, does not always follow the basic rules. All spoken languages are in a consistent state of flux. So nice, neat grammar rules often break down. This is the case with the relative pronoun. Its case is supposed to be determined by its function inside the relative clause, but in certain situations you will see that it is altered to be the same case as its antecedent. He couldn't have mentioned this in the chapter. Just saying, it's after the vocab. Usually after the vocab, you're kind of just done looking, right? At least I am. So yeah, it will be altered to be the same case as its antecedent, as if it were modifying it. This is called attraction. Attraction usually happens when the relative pronoun occurs in the immediate proximity to the antecedent. The antecedent is dative or genitive, and when the relative pronoun normally would be accusative. Yep. Just extra stuff to bore you. It's not that important. That's the end of chapter 14. What time is it?
8:41.
Nice. You all just want to call it and look at the chapter titles. I bored you enough. Wednesday, we'll just do review. Won't get to verbs until either Friday or Monday. So,
A needle pulling thread.
gosh darn it. So, we're gonna plan on eating Greek deli. Do we still want to do that? I guess I should ask.
What restaurant?
Baskin's Deli.
Okay.
And then we'll have to figure out something for Eli because of gluten free. Guess we could check the menu, of course, and see if they have gluten free
What's
and take it.
what's
to
the
go.
national Greek food?
No. National fruit. Oh yeah. Bye, people.